Good morning, LKN. 7:48. Happy Monday. Yeah, we're talking right now. Yeah. we're hanging out with Derek. Derek just came up to the table. So the PTSD, peer-led, trauma-informed support and direction. Derek, how are you this morning?
Not too bad. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. So share your story with us. You were in the Air Force. You said for 18 years?
So just about 16. I actually just retired last September, was medically retired for PTSD, some other various mental health, and then some physical conditions as well.
Derek, where are you from originally?
Originally from the Midwest, kind of all over the place. Grew up in South Dakota, North Dakota, mostly. I went to high school in North Dakota, so I was actually up in Grand Forks. They had the Air Force Base up there during 9/11. I was a senior in high school when that happened, so still pretty vivid in my memory.
Take me back to that moment when you said, "Hey, I want to join the Air Force." What was your life like then, and why did you make that decision?
There's a lot that goes in with that, but I'd always been interested in the military. Just kind of cool stuff that they do, right? And growing up, kind of didn't really know what I wanted to do. I've got a lot of interest over here and there. I started doing college. That wasn't really for me. Then just kind of decided, like, hey, let's go for it. I was working at the police department in Lincoln, Nebraska. I was one of their public service officers, and I just kind of did like meter maid stuff, honestly. But it was like a good step in to kind of understand what law enforcement does. And then I just kind of talked to guys that were, in the Guard and Reserve. I was like, why not? Let's do this. I'm 25. I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm down. So I just went for it, honestly, and it was good.
16 years later, where were you stationed at in the Air Force over your 16 years?
So I started at Hill Air Force Base in Utah, which is just north of Salt Lake. From there, went to Anchorage, Alaska. That was a joint base, Elmendorf-Richardson, with the Army up there. That was actually where I got my first deployment. Then after that, I went to South Korea, Kunsan, South Korea. I was there for a year. That's a great place, by the way. It's so awesome over there. After that, came over to Seymour Johnson, so just over in Goldsboro.
Okay. And now you've started a nonprofit, so share with us about the PTSD, peer-led, trauma-informed support and direction.
Yes, sir. So what I wanted to do with that is kind of just like it sounds. So it's the PTSD. It's in your face. You see it. I actually just got done with the Pumpkin Fest this weekend, and I had a couple of veterans come up to me, and I've got a big banner that just says the PTSD, and you can see it. And they were standing across the road, and I could see them. And they kept looking over, and finally they're just like, we're going to do it. So their wife, kind of pushes them along, and they're like, that's the only reason that I came over. I saw that, and I'm like, there you go. So that's why I started it. I want to break the stigma. I want to just have people understand that when you hear combat vet, you hear PTSD with veterans, we're not crazy people, right? Like, we have some issues, but we have it under control for the most part. However, when we don't, we can go to us. We can go to the other veterans that are going through it, that have that lived experience, and that's what I kind of want to pass on, is all that lived experience that I have.
Sharing the stories with each other and knowing that you're not alone is such a big part of it, if I had to guess.
Exactly.
So now, as far as the reintegration goes, right, that's a big part of it, right, when you get out and you transition back to civilian. Like, what's that been like for you?
So honestly, that's been pretty tough. I actually joined when I was 25, so I had an idea of what the civilian world was supposed to be. It wasn't that when I got out. The military is very good at training you and conditioning you to do what you need to do. However, on the flip side of it, they don't do the transition part. So that is where I'm stepping in also. A lot of the things that I noticed when I got out is there's a ton of resources. They're everywhere. However, there's no central area to find them. So that's what I want to do. I actually, the place that I'm opening up that I just got is opening on Veterans Day. And it's actually kind of a cool place. It was built right after the Civil War, still standing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm in Unit E, so what I've done is called it Unite. So what I'm trying to do, too, is with the community, is really get in there. And I feel that helps kind of the stigma, loosen that up a little bit, and people see that you're out in the community doing this and that, so... I think it's going to be a fun time.
So, Derek, you were stationed in multiple places across the world. What brought you to Mooresville, North Carolina, just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
That's funny. So when we were stationed over in at Seymour Johnson, me and my wife, actually, we married there, and that had my last deployment, which that was kind of the rough one. Anyways, we actually really just like North Carolina. So we're like, we don't necessarily like that Goldsboro area. It's just a lot of people. We actually are up in Statesville, so we're out kind of in the country, you know. But it's nice. It's quiet. The people here are nice. It's super veteran friendly, and
we wave with all 5 fingers. That's what I tell people.
Right? Yeah, that's funny. Actually, I like that.
It's friendly, but you said veteran friendly specifically.
It is, from what I've noticed, and especially up in Statesville, they've been more than welcome to invite me to, like Pumpkin Fest. Went there, did that. I've done a couple of pop-ups, things like that. So yeah, they're super inviting.
I'm looking here at your brochure. So walk me through these other partners. I see you've got Fifth Street Ministries mentioned on here. You've got the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, Iredell County Veteran Services. So you're saying your idea for the PTSD, again, peer-led, trauma-informed support and direction, being a connector to help and provide a list of where all those resources are for folks.
Yes, exactly. The program that kind of is going to fall under is called the Hub, Helping Understand Benefits. So it's just like it sounds. I'm getting all that info at my new place, so I'm going to have a computer so people can start looking at, I want to do jobs, I want to do schooling. There's also a lot of volunteer type of things also with me. Yeah, we've got a lot of things that are kind of starting to come into place. It's just I needed that actual physical place where I had something tangible once. Now I think people can see that too, and it's like, okay, it's for real. Let's keep doing this.
You mentioned too that you had gotten married at the base too. So congratulations to you and your wife as well. What's that been like with family, and how important is that to you as far as family structure and having that kind of support around you now as you continue to reacclimate and reintegrate back into civilian life?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I'm really glad you asked that because that's a huge part of it. When you're going through PTSD, you're going through anything really. You've got to have your backup. You've got to have your family, your friends, caregivers, whatever it is. So what I've done is started the second front. So the first front is obviously us. We're there doing the stuff. They're back home. Second front, they're keeping it together, right? Same thing when we're done. I'm still fighting whatever. She's still at home doing stuff. So really what it is, it's for the caregivers. They just are really kind of in an unknown space. There's not a lot of programs for them. There's not a lot of anything for them. My goal, I've reached out to Elizabeth Dole Foundation. They're the national one that takes care of a lot of the big caregiver initiatives, and they're on board with it too. So we're making waves there too. So that's a big, big part of it.
And thus far in the community here in Mooresville in particular and the surrounding area, what are some of those conversations like with veterans and that need for this type of resource? What are they saying to you, the other veterans?
Just that. It's very needed. I think I'm one of the first ones that will actually have just a peer support that doesn't have anything else attached to it, right? I'm confidential. There's no paperwork, nothing like that. Come and do your thing. So the response that I've been getting to people is it helps a lot. And the groups that I've had, they've been kind of small, which is fine. I totally like that too. It's more, it's easier to talk that way with everybody. And we kind of go around the room and each person has their different story, but they all come together. The symptoms, the things that we go through, the things that we see, the things that we think, all that type of stuff, right? It's locked up in the brain.
I've found that for veterans too, sometimes traditional talk therapy, one-on-one with a therapist, they're just not going to do it, right? And so the opportunity to come into these groups, come here, places like Richard's Coffee Shop, come to things like that where you can get together with a group of people, say, hey, we've all been in the same space, we've all experienced similar things, and have that opportunity. My husband's a veteran, I mentioned before, and so yes, know what that's like from both sides of it, from what he's going through, and then as a spouse trying to support him too. So I love that you're having both sides of it.
Yeah, I really do think that that's important because, you know, like I said, it's not that they're forgotten. It's just one of those things that they just do what they do so well, you don't notice that they're doing it.
The one thing I've heard from veterans the most is that they teach you very well how to be a soldier. They don't teach you how to be a civilian.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've hung out here a few times at Richard's Coffee Shop, Derek, and I didn't serve, but love hearing the conversations, have family members who served. There's a lot of jokes between like which branch of the military, you know, Air Force versus Army versus Navy.
Space Force.
Space Force. course.
Coast Guard, oh, yeah.
But now being back, right, and being veterans as a whole, what's that like camaraderie like for veterans? It's very unique that many other groups don't have that same connection.
Yeah, it is unique, and that's kind of something too that I work into the program is a military culture. It doesn't just die when you're a veteran. Like, it's still there. It's going to stick with you. We have our own culture, our own talk, our lingos, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure you see
all the acronyms, and I'm like, I don't know.
And it's funny, my last station down at Holloman, my wife went through a course that actually taught her kind of like some of the lingos and some of this. And, yeah, it was a really good little program. But, yeah.
But it's good to be together, too, for sure. So PTSD, the PTSD, peer-led, trauma-informed support and direction. So let's say someone says, you know what, I need that help. I need that support, Derek. I need to know where these resources are at. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Really a variety. So it's kind of up to whatever's easiest for that person. I've got Facebook, Instagram, got a website, www.theptsd.info, as well as my email is contact@theptsd.info. And I didn't do the org. So what I was thinking with this, with theptsd.info, you remember 3 words. You got the PTSD info, boom.
Easy to find you. Yeah,
Easy
really
enough.
easy to find you.
Derek, we so appreciate you coming
Yes,
in and
sir,
hanging
absolutely.
out with us this morning. Looking at the other events that we've got going on here for the day, we've got at 9 o'clock, we've got the POW MIA flag processional and ceremony. That's today. That kicks off the entire 10 days worth of events here in downtown Mooresville. Derek, thank you so much again for coming
Thanks
and
so
hanging
much.
with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here.
Yes, thank you.